Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, this week has been kind of interesting. I'm wearing a brace on my wrist because I somehow hurt it. I have gotten to that age where you can just hurt things for no reason. The weather has also been insane. We had temperatures in the 70s, then it dropped to be in the 30s, and now it's like rainy and windy, and I've got a migraine from that. So it has been one of those weeks. So, in case you too have also had one of those weeks, I put together a menu that's really what I call comfort foods, no energy, just super quick, yummy meals that you can make anytime. So, let's look at the menu this week. Now, we kind of have a really good mix of just some really super simple dishes that are just going to taste really good. But the big thing is, we're just not going to take a lot of time. And in fact, we're going to use a few convenience foods just because they're going to make it quicker. Plus, sometimes it's cheaper to just use a prepackaged mix of seasoning than it is to go out and buy each of the individual seasonings. And you'll see what I mean when we get into it. So let's take a look. Our budget this week for 6 dinners was $60, and our total came out to $58.61, so there was a little bit of wiggle room. But I want you to double check this shopping list because there's a good chance you might already have some of these items, like ketchup, chicken broth, Worcestershire sauce, all things that you may already have, and you can get your total lower. If you look in the description, there's a link to my Walmart grocery list. It'll list everything there, and if you change the zip code to your area, you can see what the total would be at your local store. Now, I also have a link below that goes to my website where you can go print out the free PDF. It has the shopping list and all the recipes. So let's look at these recipes. I know what you're thinking. You see the title and it's called Shaky drumsticks. Well, basically, this is kind of my homemade version of shake and bake, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to take a pack of this garlic Parmesan wing seasoning and we're going to add to it some breadcrumbs. And then we just put it in a bag, we put our chicken drumsticks in there, and we just shake the crap out of it until everything is pretty well coated. And then we're going to put it on a greased sheet pan, and we're going to bake that in the oven. You could also do that in the air fryer, but this is a good amount of chicken, and this would take at least 2 to 3, trips around my air fryer for it to work. Now, I will say I've done this both ways, where I just do it on a plain sheet pan and where I actually put like the cooling racks on my sheet pan so it lifts the chicken up off the bottom. And I will say that it's less greasy if you put it on a rack first, but honestly, it's not that bad either way. And then we're going to do some pineapple rice with this. It's really yummy, and we've just got to make sure when we open up our can of pineapple that we reserve at least a third of a cup of the pineapple juice. You can save the rest of it like in an ice cube tray and use it for something else. My kids actually like to drink it, and you will still have some pineapple left over for something else. And then we're just going to do some Brussels sprouts. Now, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, you can obviously switch that out to something else. No big deal. Do what works for your family. This second dish is just super, super simple, but surprisingly, my kids really like it. I love the combination of sausage and peppers and onions, but I don't always want like a full-on sandwich. And we typically do this either over like egg noodles or over rice. So if you're not a fan of the noodles, totally fine, switch it out to rice. But basically, we just cook that Italian sausage in a skillet until it's browned and it's fully cooked. I do like to add a little bit of water so it kind of steams it because I find otherwise sometimes they want to stick to the pan. Now, I've been really liking these bags of peppers and onions that come in the freezer section. Now, I kind of make my own based on when I can find peppers on sale or on the markdown section. But if you look, at least with the frozen ones, you're getting both red and green. The green bell peppers are kind of okay priced right now, but the red ones are really expensive. So this is a nice, easy way to get color. Plus, you don't have to cut them. They're just ready to go. You can pull out as many handfuls as you want. The whole bag is about 7 cups, so that might be a little too much for you, but that's acting as our vegetable tonight. So if you don't want to use that much, that's fine. You could switch it out and add some other vegetables. I've also added some mushrooms to this, and that turned out really good. Now, it's really not like a true sauce, but it's going to have like the chicken broth in there to kind of soak in. And my kids actually like the noodles separately. So sometimes I just add a little butter and flavor to that as well. Now, I'm still on my chicken Caesar kick. We've had salads and wraps, and honestly, this is kind of like a chicken salad, but with Caesar dressing. And we're going to top that on some lettuce, on some sliced French bread, because I absolutely adore this bread. And we're going to do some simple sides, which will be the sweet potato fries and some sliced strawberries. Now, you may have seen in the past where I usually have this combination of Caesar dressing and strawberries. It sounds weird, but Caesar dressing has a very bold, very strong flavor. And the sweetness and the tartness from the strawberries help kind of cut that and counteract it. And it's just an amazing flavor combo. I don't know how I stumbled upon that, but it just really works. So even though this sounds weird, it's really yummy. This is another one of those that's kind of like a comfort food for me, but it's just a super simple, quick, kind of one skillet pan meal. And I have adjusted this and tweaked this, and you can definitely make some adjustments if you like. But basically, for this one, we're going to start with just making some basic rice. And it's not a true one skillet deal because we're going to do it mostly in a skillet, but we're going to have that rice in a separate pot. Now, when it comes to the skillet, we're going to start with taking a pack of vegetable soup mix. It's the same kind of soup mix that you would use when you're making like spinach artichoke dip, and that's usually what's on the cover picture of these items. And we're going to take a cup of milk and a cup of water. And you'll already notice this is going to be similar to like one of those pasta sides or rice sides. You're going to bring that to a boil and let it simmer for a couple minutes. Then you're going to take your cream cheese. Now, I really like cream cheese, so I'm going to use a whole block. But if you're not a huge fan of cream cheese, you can cut it down to about 4 ounces. But I do like to cut it up into little blocks just so I can put them in and keep stirring, and they will melt and they will create our sauce. Once that sauce is complete, we're going to add in our spinach and our already cooked chicken from the rotisserie chicken. We're going to use about half the meat from the rotisserie chicken. We're going to mix that together and we're going to let the spinach kind of wilt down a little bit. And then we're going to serve that over rice. This is another great dish that you could, if you had some more of the French bread left over, you could serve it on the side of this. Super easy. Now, I've also done this over pasta, and that turns out really good as well. Now, I know you're like, man, you guys eat a lot of pizza. And we do because I love pizza. But this time we're actually going to make calzones, which still takes pizza crust. And I have included one of the pizza crust mixes that you just need a fork and hot water for. But you know what? If you want to make a pizza crust at home, doing the homemade method, that's totally fine. I actually have a really good recipe on my website that I use all the time, but it just comes out cheaper to do it this way. So we're going to mix it up, and then we're going to put some plastic wrap and we're going to let it sit. Now, the package says you only have to let it sit for like 5 minutes, but just like with any dough, the longer you let it sit, the bigger it's going to get. So I aim for it to at least double in size. And honestly, I usually typically make this maybe an hour to an hour and a half before I'm planning on making dinner. So it has plenty of time because the more it rises, the airier it gets. And I just personally like that taste. So while that is working, we're going to go ahead and I like to just chop up my bacon and then fry it in a pan. I know some people like it more crispy and some people like it more chewy. So either one, just whatever works for you. Then when your dough has doubled at least, you can either make 2 giant calzones or you can make 4 medium-sized ones. Totally up to you. I'm going to put my tomato sauce down on half, and then I'm going to put my spinach, my bacon, my cheese, and we're going to fold that over and just use your fingers and pinch it really good, and then we're going to bake it off. The side dish on this one, it's a calzone. It has a lot of bread, but this is kind of like comfort week, and I just really like to serve this with just some buttered noodles, which you can also add, Parmesan cheese or the Italian blend cheese, whichever you like, and it just comes out really good, and my kids really like it. Now, I had recently figured this one out because it's actually what I had for lunch for a couple days. But basically, we're going to start out with baked potatoes. Now, you've seen both in the past where I just do them in my microwave because it's so much quicker and easier that way. And while those are going in the microwave, I'm just going to go ahead and brown up my ground turkey. I'm going to add in some ketchup, some Worcestershire sauce, and some chicken broth. Now you could use beef broth, but we already had chicken broth for another dish, so it's easy enough just to use that. Now you may be wondering why we use the ketchup, and it's just that little bit of acidity, similar to what you would make if you were making like a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie. Once you get that mixture going, I add the mixed vegetables in there. You could steam them ahead of time in the microwave, but I've already got my potatoes going, so I just do it all in the same pan and I let that kind of cook down for a minute and that sauce will get a little thick. And then once the potatoes are out of the microwave, I'm going to slice them in half and then I'm going to use a fork. And I'm not going to actually dig out the center like you would for twice baked potatoes, but I am just going to kind of push all of the potatoes kind of to the side so I make like a little indent. So that way I can pour my mixture or spoon my mixture into that little indent, top it with some cheese, and then do it in the air fryer or the oven to get it all melty. And honestly, these are kind of overflowing and kind of messy. So I serve them in a bowl. And it's kind of like a potato boat, if you will, like a very overstuffed potato. And it is, oh my gosh, good. And it has all the flavors of like a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie. But honestly, none of the work. It's super simple. Now, even though we are going to use some strawberries and some crushed pineapple this week, I still wanted to include some low cost fruit options. So if you already have some of the items from our list at home, you have a little bit more wiggle room and you would have enough room to maybe add some fruit to your plates. Personally, I have noticed that when I add even just a little tiny bit of fruit to my plate, it kind of gives that sweetness to where I'm not so snacky eating later and it kind of helps me feel full. And to be honest, all adults really need to be eating more fruit. And as a bonus, it has fiber, which can help keep things going, if you know what I mean. If you made it this far, I just want to tell you thank you because I truly am grateful for you being here and supporting my channel. I also want to note that I made it through this entire video before realizing I have my regular glasses on. So I apologize for the glare. I usually switch them out to the ones that are anti-glare, but you know what? It's been that kind of week and I apologize. But I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I personally cannot wait to get some rest and relaxation, and hopefully maybe my wrist will feel better. I don't know. Well, fingers crossed. We'll see.